This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through your 2020 Premier Ultralight. Okay. This is model 30RI. And I'm on the door side of the trailer. Moving back to the rear. Okay. So right now your slide room is in, obviously. But I'll start here at the back, or the door side rear corner. So you have power stabilizer jacks, and just so you know, you'll have two switches. One controls both front and the other one controls both rear. But keep in mind that if you see this fitting here with the cylinder with the shaft with a pin going through it sideways, well, you can get a crank for that, and this comes with a crank actually. And so you can crank these manually if you have to. So if they fail on you, you could put that crank on there, and it takes a while, but you can definitely get them up or down if you need to. So it's a good feature. Also keep in mind that right here is the quick connect for the LP system. So if you've got a grill or a skillet or a griddle or any kind of low pressure LP gas appliance, you can plug straight into it right there through this quick connect fitting. Okay. All right, so we have an outside kitchen here. I'll open it up for you to find out where we got it locked here. Okay. So you've got a refrigerator, obviously 110 AC. You've got a surface to work on, and you have a cupboard. That's obviously a remote control for your TV out here. So you can have cold drinks and TV and a place to set your snacks. You're all set. One thing to know is if you're going to change this over, hold on one second. If you're going to change this over from antenna or cable TV, and you're going to use a satellite, you have to change. With both TVs, you have to change this plug here. Usually campground cable and over-the-air broadcasts are enough for people, but some people go with the satellite thing too. Okay, you got a power awning with an LED light strip, outside speakers. Let's see, this is just power. This is the outside of your water heater. So I'll show you that right now there's no water in the tank. The plug right here is, let me get a picture of it, is right here, and it goes right in there. Okay. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn on any energy source. Both of the switches to operate this are inside, or the switches to operate it are inside. And keep that in mind. This is a pressure release valve. Never drain it or release the pressure when the water is hot in there. You always make sure it's cooled down, or else you can scald yourself or worse. So keep that in mind. I guess the most important thing is, besides that, is never run it without water in the tank. Always make sure you got water in it. You got steps that fold inside the trailer. They're very stable. If you need to adjust them for the terrain, there's a pin here on each leg. Let's see if I got a picture of it right there on each leg. You can just pull this right out and adjust the length of the legs. All right. Got pass-through storage. This crank here is a 3/4 inch hex socket on a crank. You can use that for your tongue jack. If your power tongue jack was to fail, you can pull this pin right out of, or this pin, you can pull this plug right out of the top here if you can see it, and you can use that crank, or you can use a drill with a 3/4 inch socket. So you can raise and lower the jack to get yourself out of trouble too, in case there is a problem with it. We'll have to talk to you about why you have a sway controller in here, but there's no bracket or anything. I'm not sure, because you did purchase this, like, I think maybe 6 months or more ago. So we'll talk to you and get that straight. I'm not sure what's happening with that. 2 LP tanks, deep cycle marine battery. Oh, I see. They put a breakaway, or not a breakaway, but they did put a sway plate. It's on the off door side of your trailer, so that's where it's at. I guess that makes sense. You've got a dump hose and a dump hose and a reducer to reduce your 30 amp plug down to a regular 15. Okay. This is your water station here. First of all, we have the switches for your stabilizers right here. That's the rear. This is the front. One switch operates both front, one switch operates both rear, of course. So you have your city water hookup right here. So this is going to be the typical way you get water to the trailer. You just put your hose in there, turn it on, and your trailer's all pressurized with water ready to go. Now, if you happen to go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, let's say some of the older state parks, they'll have a fill station when you first pull in the gate by the ranger station. So you can pre-fill your onboard tank here. It's got a fresh water tank on board. And you can fill it here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So all your plumbing will work just like you have city water, even if you don't. All right. This is a black tank flush to flush out your black tank. I'll go over that in a minute. And of course, this is cable and satellite in right here. And that's the light's showing us that it has a booster. All right. So let's see what we got here. We got 2 gray tanks and 1 black tank. Okay. So this is your second gray tank right here, the flush for it. So you can see there's or not the flush, but the drain for it. So you can see there's a handle, and you put your hose right on there and you pull the gate valve to dump this one. Now keep in mind, up here you have your black and your gray coming out of the same pipe here. So basically the black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray tank is city, or is shower and sink water. So what you do is you'll put your hose on here, put the other end in the dump station, then you'll pull your black valve like so. After it's completely dumped, you'll pull the gray one. You do that because the gray water is cleaner than the black water, so you want to just use that water to clean out the black water, toilet water and waste, okay? Then if you leave this valve open, right, that's the black valve, you come up here and you take your hose, at the dump station, you screw it onto here and turn on the water. It'll spray the inside of your black tank and flush it out really good. Cleans off the sensors, just generally cleans it out. So it's a really good thing. Just make sure you have the black valve open before you turn the water on. All right. So this is just an outside shower, hot and cold water, refrigerator panel on the outside for service. You got a 30 amp cord here. It's 30 feet long. Okay. Another slide out on this side, of course. This housing up here tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you want to get one, it takes the Furrion camera that fits in that housing. We sell them here, or you can purchase them other places. But remember to get the Furrion brand camera that fits into that housing. Okay. Also, what we're looking up, you have to have the roof inspected, or do it yourself, or have somebody inspect it anyway, at least every 90 days during camping season. So you figure once in the fall, once in the spring, and once in the middle of the summer, you or someone will go up there, check all the seals on the roof. Make sure all the sealant is good and tight, no cracking, no separation. And some years, sometime you'll find cracking or separation. And when you do, you have that touched up. Every trailer has to be inspected and touched up periodically. It's just part of owning a trailer, and it's very important to do. Some people neglect it, but you don't ever want to neglect it. Okay, so let's move inside here. So we'll send slide room 2, which is the door side, I believe. Yes, right here. Going out right here, as you can see. So this slide out is actually called an AccuSlide. That's the brand it is, the style it is. You can tell by the cables on it, the pulley system, and chain. So this is called an AccuSlide. That's all the way out. Then we'll go with the off door side right here. Always make sure there's nothing in the way. You're not going to scrunch anything. Bringing it in or taking it out, you got to be aware of what's out there. Okay. So I'm going to stop and look once just to be careful. I know I have room because I do this all the time, but I still second guess myself and look just to make sure that I'm not going to do any damage. There we go. So that one's out. So Get some lights. This is the awning switch here for your power awning. So to extend it, you're just going to go like this. All right. To bring it in, you're going to go back this way. So keep that in mind. Let me get this straight here. Okay, this here is the power converter. This converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you can see right here. This side of the converter is 110 AC, and it's got regular household style circuit breakers, plus they're labeled. It converts the power to 12 volt DC over here, and they're also labeled. These are 12 volt fuses. So if any of these fuses blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Also, as long as you're plugged in, this will be a battery tender. So it'll keep your battery charged fully, no matter how charged it is or discharged it is. It'll always keep it topped off. This switch, you can only run the fireplace or the air conditioner. You can't run both of them at the same time, so you have to select either the air conditioner or the fireplace. Okay. Your range top, or your range period, I guess, sparks. I don't know if the gas is on this. Let me see because this hasn't been lit in a while. Oh yeah, lit right up. So you just turn this knob here clockwise to spark it, like I did. And then you have obviously a burner for each knob. But then with the oven, it's a little different. Down at the bottom here, all the way to the back, you can see there's a pilot light back there. Maybe you can't see it. It's very difficult to see. But back there's a pilot light. You can see I can spark it. And basically, you have to light the pilot light each time you use the oven. So what you'll do is you'll go to this picture here of the flame, and then you'll depress the oven knob. You keep it depressed, holding it in. Then you spark this by turning it clockwise. Once the pilot light lights, you still hold this in for another 10 seconds or so till it heats up. Then you go to operating temperature, and it cycles through like an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, I went a long way to say that, but I got there. This microwave works like any other microwave. There's nothing unique about it. And I'll have to adjust that a little bit, I guess. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So yeah, so it works like any other microwave. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Of course, your TV works like any other TV. There's nothing unique about it. Your sound system, this is a plastic cover on here, so you can peel that off. It plays CDs and DVDs. You can stream off a USB here, or you can stream wirelessly with Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. You have two speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So there's a lot you can do with it, and especially considering you're camping, so there's a whole lot you can do with it. Now, your fireplace has a remote control, so does this, by the way. They both have remotes. But the fire, you can change the look of the fire. You can set the fan speed off, low and high for the space heater function of this. It's a good space heater. You have a thermostat on there, a timer, so it's a good product, and it can really take the chill out of this room early in the morning or late at night. Your couch just folds out. You remove the back cushions. You're going to grab it down here. You're going to fold it out, put the legs down, drop the back into place, and you've got a 3-panel hide-a-bed. Okay, so you have theater seating here. Obviously, freestanding chairs and a table. You always want to put the strap around the innermost legs and hold them all together, so it just doesn't keep them from moving, but it just keeps them from bouncing wildly and breaking something. Okay. The refrigerator, it's gas absorption refrigerator. It means it works on 110 AC or on 12 volt DC. Or no, I'm sorry. Let me correct that. I'm thinking about something else while I'm doing this. It works on 110 AC or LP gas. I'm sorry. So you turn it on like so. See, the light went on. Right now it's on auto. That's what you want. Auto means electric. The reason to call it auto because it'll automatically seek out electricity. If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch to gas. Or if you're, let's say you're out adventuring one day and the trailer's sitting here unattended and the power goes out at the campground, well, it'll automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. So electricity takes parameters, and gases take second, so it'll always take choose one or the other. Even when you can set it this way by pushing a button so it's dedicated to gas when you're pulling the trailer, but if you don't have any 110, it's going to switch over to that automatically anyway. Also, this thing's called a thermistor. You want to push this all the way up so this cable here is taut. The higher you go, the colder the refrigerator is, so you want it up all the way. Okay, moving along. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, the bathroom. Let me find the switch here. The main thing to know is that the shower works like any other shower, the sink works like any other sink. This GFCI here, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So even the plug on the outside, let's say you're using a coffee pot outside, it was to pop, you'd reset it here. I'm thinking your trailer's winterized, so we're gonna de-winterize it for you because I'm looking at antifreeze. We just pulled it up from the back because it's been stored here a while. So I'm gonna make sure, yeah. So it's still winterized, so we're gonna take care of that for you. The thing to know about the toilet is you can't use it dry. So what you do is you get to the campground, you plug in your power, you hook up your water, that sort of thing. You'll come inside because your the black tank is directly down below here. Right? So because your black tank is empty, you'll put your chemical in, whichever chemical you use, 1 dose of it, and you'll put about a gallon or 2 of water. Think about a gallon. There's no way to tell exactly what that is, how much, but you just stand on the pedal till you think about a gallon went in there. That's all you got to do. It doesn't have to be exact. The bottom line is you have to have water and chemical in the black tank when you start using it. So anytime you've dumped the black tank and you're going to start using the toilet again, you got to put chemical and water in it just to start off. Okay? Alright, so the bedroom is pretty self-explanatory. There is a backing plate here so you can hang another TV, and then there's cable and satellite and antenna up there and power. Okay, emergency window is very simple. If you have to escape, you're just going to pull this like so, push it all the way through, grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and then out you go. Just in case of an emergency. Okay? One last thing that I got to look for here. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's not it. Let's see. There's a carbon monoxide LP gas detector in here somewhere. Let me see if I can find the darn thing. I must have walked right past it somewhere. Aha. Well, let's look in the hallway. That's probably where it's at. Yes. Okay. So it's right here. If you can see it right there, it should always be green like it is. The LED should be green. If it's not, you get it serviced. Obviously, if it goes off, let me just make sure see what kind this is here. Hold on. So this is just an LP detector. It does not do carbon monoxide. So that means you'll have another carbon monoxide up here, probably in the bedroom usually. It's a smoke alarm there. Let's look around here. So I give you accurate information. Oh yeah, so there's your carbon monoxide right there above the escape window. Okay? Of course, the furnace air conditioning, you just hit the mode once to light it up, then you scroll through fan, cooling, which is air conditioning, obviously, furnace, and off. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Always try to do everything. You can pick low, high, and auto. Put everything on auto. That's where the way it functions the best. Okay. Also, I told you about the water heater and also the water pump. So the water pump is right here. If you have to pump water out of your tank, you also use this during winterization. You can light your water heater on gas here or electric. Most people use electric, of course. Make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. You can check your levels here. Battery is charged. Fresh tank is empty. Black tank is empty. Gray one is empty, and second gray tank is empty. We're going to de-winterize this for you too. So keep, like I just mentioned to you, so it'll be ready to camp in. Okay. All right. So I guess that covers. Obviously, this is your vent hood here. I didn't get to talk to you about that. I just got a fan and a light in it. So okay. Well, thanks very much for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And remember what I said about inspecting the roof. That's very important. And remember, you have to winterize this trailer. And to do that, you have to bypass the water heater. So if you don't know about that, you're going to do it yourself. You have to educate yourself. Otherwise, take it somewhere for someone else to do it. But you gotta winterize the trailer also. Okay? Thank you very much.